Welcome back, familiar to Northside LDN, and today we've got the Arsenal Brentford preview. Will it be another free hit? We'll soon see what the panel have to say. We've got a star-studded panel today. We've got Jez. How you doing, Jez?
All good, man. Fully refreshed. Lovely holiday in the south of France. Ate far too much. Drunk far too much. It was an amazing experience. I was put on like 6 pounds. So I need to go and do some workout. But yeah, it's great fun, man. Great fun. Loved it. Great company. Couple of old mates from the Arsenal days and their wives. It was wild, actually. For a load of people that are in their 60s. Really? Yeah, we're not that old. We're not that old.
60. I would have given you 21. I won't lie. I saw I've seen you in Oceanas before.
No, that was
Diesel. We've got Diesel as well. How you doing, Diesel? Is it your first time on the channel?
Yeah, first time, bruv. Yeah, I was just going to say, like, much appreciated for the invite, mate. And, you know, I love doing streams with you. You know, obviously my first time with Tony. Big up to Tony as well. But yeah, if I'm on the panel with yourself, Northside and Jez, listen, I'm all for it, mate. But no, listen, yeah, much appreciated. And as for Jez saying he's put on 6 pounds, well, I've got about 12 pounds to give away. If you want that, take it, Jez. You know what I mean? You've only got to ask once. But yeah, no, much appreciated.
No, thanks for coming up. We've got we also got Tony Claude Gunner TV making his debut. No, you was on.
No, I've been with you on your turf.
Yeah,
you know, already.
The one you was gonna rip me. Yeah, what happened to that? Yeah, you was gonna rip me. Yeah,
I was coming to rip you, and then Manchester United just came with that shock win. You know, I actually, Jez, you know, I don't want to say this, but I'm a very positive guy. I don't know. This fan base have really turned us, over and divided us into negative and positive. But I'm a positive guy. I'm positive about Arsenal Football Club. But I'm a very, very sensible one. I lay out constructive criticisms where criticism should be given to the club. And I also put out that united face, having that positive vibe to whatever I bring into Arsenal commentary. It's nice to meet you, Diesel. I've seen you on some streams, before. You're valid. I like you. Jess, I follow your channel. I love you. So much. Mostly after what happened to you, I'm very, very, very happy that you're back and you're back strong. Under no circumstances, what happened to you should ever happen to anyone, even enemies, friends, no one. It should happen to no one. I'm very happy you're back and you're smiling once again. Not side, bro. After that tussle, after that little nickel we had on your show here, it's only just I come and do justice to your show again. You're a brother to me, not just a friend now, Thank you for inviting me to the show.
Nice words, man. Nice words. Listen, I'm going to set the question first to Jez, just to lay the tone. Obviously, last year was a free hit, which is why I'm asking, are the super fans saying this one's a free hit? Because against Brentford, apparently it's Brentford, and we're allowed to drop 3 points against Brentford. I did watch it back last season, the first game of the season, and crazy, absolutely crazy, getting ripped apart on the break. I thought against Zurich earlier on this week, we were getting ripped a new one on the break as well. And if they had a better striker, then they would have put us to the sword just like Man United did. We got undone by Man United by hitting us on the counter-attack again. Jez, how do you see this game going? Brentford are in good form. They won 5-2 against Leeds. Earlier on, they did beat Man United as well, 4-0. What do you reckon for this game against Brentford, Jez?
Oh, mate, it's a banana skin, isn't it? I am going to come out and be positive. I will make a prediction on this. It's going to be a very tight-knit game. Depending on what squad he puts out, I'm going to go 2-1 to the Arsenal. I didn't see the Zurich game, unfortunately, so I can't comment on that. I was abroad and I couldn't get the game, so I've not a clue about any of that. Yeah, Man United, we capitulated. It was very disappointing. As we tend to do at Old Trafford against the big boys. This is not a free hit, and I don't classify any game as a free hit. If you're in professional football, especially Arsenal Football Club, you're there to win. And I accept nothing but a top class performance. Yes, if we lose after we've given a top class performance, I will take that all day. But if I don't see a top class performance and we fall by the wayside like a bunch of little kids, no. And yes, I've been very, very positive this year's North Side. I have. And I've had various comments on it that I'm now a flip-flop. That's fine. I don't care. I'm entitled to my opinion. But I'm still not confident on this manager. I'm not. And I will see tomorrow. Kick-off, midday. Now, we all know how Arsenal like midday kickoffs, don't we? It don't really go too well. But I am going to be positive. I'm going 2-1. And I'm looking forward to the game. I haven't seen any football for 2 weeks. So let's go.
There you go. Fair enough. Let's go to Diesel. What do you make of this game, mate? Do you think we can get the win? Or do you think it's going to be a repeat of last season?
Do you know what, right? To be honest, I've had so many people ask me this all week, and it's teams like Brentford, Northside, that worry me, right? Because these are the sort of teams where there's no superstars. What you've got a team of 11 players. None of them are superstars, but what they are a team. They all work for each other. They're all fighting the trenches together, right? Like that's solidarity among brothers type of thing. And they're the teams that we genuinely tend to struggle against, right? But, on paper, who's got the better squad? Us. We've got the better players. But I say this on my streams all the time, as you boys know. Skill and technical ability and flair, that's one thing. For me, it's all about the mindset. It's all about the psyche. It's all about how much do these boys want it, right? And it's teams like Brentford that worry me. However, on the flip side of that, there is that element of me where I'm like, we are the Arsenal. Brentford are a good side, but they're Brentford. We're talking chalk and cheese here, right? And also, I always make a point, because a lot of people, Arsenal fans, forget this. 400 million we've spent, right? Now, after 400 million, we're all sitting there thinking, Brentford, tough. After 400 million, we should be looking at this. In all fairness, we should be looking at this game thinking, Brentford, yeah, good side, but come on, we're going to slap these boys 3-0, right? Yeah. That's where we should be, but we're not, right? So for me, I'm going for a draw. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. I think there's going to be goals in this game. And also, has the defeat at Man United knocked us? Has it knocked us? Because listen, credit to the boys. I don't think in spells I thought we played well in that game, but we did sort of say, didn't we? I think beforehand that we never play well up there. It's a mindset thing. No matter how terrible this Man United side is, we struggle. There's just something. We've got a mental block with Old Trafford. And you kind of hope that, obviously, we're still top of the league, right? Or I think we are. Man City won today, so I think they are now. But, take that form, forget Man United. And this is where Arteta has to earn his money now, right? Forget that. Get these boys pumped up for this game. Because in all fairness, this is Brentford. Good aside as they are, we are the Arsenal. He's played for this team. He needs to get that mindset into these boys. The other week was a blip. We go from now and we crack on. But for me personally, I think it's going to be a draw. I'm going for a 2-2 draw, as we call it, a Desmond. But yeah, that's me.
Fair enough. You're going for a draw. Tony, talk to me. Would you make of this match? Would you make of this game? I mean, you're super positive, so you better say a win.
Go on, Sam.
Well. Well, not side. You just said something about a free hit. Now, I want to absolutely make this clear. There should be nothing like a free hit. This is a competitive league. The Premiership, it's a very competitive league. On no occasion must anyone have that idea or go into a match thinking that this is a free hit. You have to go for all those points, grab those points, and get to the top of that table. Now, Arsenal is playing Brentford tomorrow. I want you guys to really understand what we're really getting to before we actually start even analyzing everything. Brentford is trying to get into the first half of the Premiership table since the season of 1937-38. They've never finished in the top half of the Premiership. And they're attempting to do that this season. But let's see. Do they have what it takes? Well, let's see. I'll just run you through, some little statistics, about Brentford right now. Brentford has only lost one game in 8 of their matches on home soil in Brentford Community Stadium. What does that tell you? It tells you how tough this team is right now to actually beat them at home. They've played 6 matches in the Premiership this season. They've won 2 matches. They've drawn 3, and they've only lost 1. Ivan Toney scored a hat trick weeks ago. He's in red hot form. Brentford is not a small team. I'm not saying there should be a free hit, but I'm saying that we are going to face a very, very super team in Brentford. And mind you, Brentford has beaten Arsenal in 6 meetings. They've been able to beat Arsenal 5 times, 4 before the World War II, and the last one that they were able to beat us definitely was the opener last season. So we are going to a familiar place that is very, very hard for Arsenal. It's not our stomping yard in any case. It's a difficult place to go to. And right now, injuries are mounting up. Whose problem that is? Well, we will talk about that sooner than later in it. I really predict this game to go in Arsenal's favor, and I'm predicting just a 1-0 win. It's going to be one of those tough games. You really have to dig deep and grind so deep, look inwards into the team and grind out that win. Will Arsenal win tomorrow? I see us winning with a long goal tomorrow, and it's going to be a very, very hard and very, very contested match tomorrow.
Yeah. No, listen, I agree. For me, when you look at the Man United game, Arsenal fans were so cocky going into that game, as if they don't know the history of us going down to Man United and playing at Old Trafford. And when they were doing starting 11s, they weren't putting any Man United players in the starting 11. Apparently, we had a better 11. We got whacked up. On the counter. And that match kind of reminds me a lot of Barcelona-Bayern Munich. I don't know if any of you guys saw the Champions League game, Barcelona-Bayern Munich, where Barcelona, they were playing tiki-taka, nice plays of football, little triangles, keeping the ball. They had all the possession, but they weren't lethal enough every time they were in front of goal. And then in the second half, Bayern Munich came out, started hitting them, bang, bang, on the break, 2 goals. And that's what it is. And a lot of Arsenal fans were trying to justify it, say, oh, we deserve to play the game. No, defending is part of the game. It's all part of the game. And if you're attacking well, how well are you attacking if you're not putting the ball in the back of the net? Because that's the whole point of an attack, to score a goal. And if you're defending, it is literally, on the break and they're through like that. Somebody like Ericsson is running past your defenders because we're playing too much of a high line. Shows why me, Jez, Diesel have been very cautious this season and very cautious under this manager, because we've not seen an improvement. When I went back and saw the free hit last season, Brentford got at us on the break again. So this is a year on and we're still losing to counterattacks. So what are we working on? What are we working on the training field? If counterattacks were doing us last season, why are they still doing us this season? Then against Zurich, the only player that could lift his head and say, oh, I had a good game was Marquinhos. And he only just came from the Brazilian league. That's embarrassing. We had Xhaka in the field. People are telling me that was the midfielder last season that we needed, that we were missing. Well, how come Marquinhos is outperforming you against Zurich? Zurich.
I'm not sad. We started that game with our second string team.
Yeah, but
it's quite unfair to lash out on that team just like that. It's not fair.
I'm not having that as an excuse.
It's totally not fair. I'm sorry.
No.
It's totally not fair.
Hold on. Don't come with all of that second string stuff, yeah? Because at the end of the day, we should have got players in and we didn't. And we got the warning against Brentford B team before the season started behind closed doors and we got beat. That was already a warning sign. If last season wasn't a warning sign, that 10 games to go, El Nene ain't good enough. Nketiah ain't good enough. So I'm not having that. And Zurich are 9th in the Swedish league. They got teams like Grasshopper above them. Do you get what I'm saying? Teams like Basel piped them 4-0, and we're having to bring on.
Well, it's a team like Dinamo Zagreb that made Thomas Tuchel lose his job just 2 weeks ago. It was a team like Dinamo Zagreb that made Thomas Tuchel leave the club. So what are you saying? This club's come out to play.
He didn't lose his job over that. Something was going on behind the scenes. It weren't a case of that. When literally days prior, he's getting in the Bamiyang for Tuchel. He's getting in him over there for Tommy Tuchel. Something else went on.
But he put the nail on the coffin for him. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
These teams are not just teams you can just go to and bamboozle them just like that. They're coming to play.
Hold on.
I
haven't finished my point. Hold on. I'm sorry, but you can't justify to me a team that's 9th in the Swedish league. Do you even know what their rankings is in the world leagues? I bet you don't. When we're coming in with Xhaka that we know ain't good enough, when we got Rob Holding still in the back that ain't good enough, Lokonga's coming on, we see why he wasn't being selected when we had both our CDMs fit. Yeah. Then you have Fabio Vieira. Did he really make a cause the way Marquinhos did to put pressure on Saka? Because Marquinhos is putting pressure on Saka. Saka doesn't come this season. We haven't seen him the same Saka we saw from last season. And look what he done. He played very, very well. When Vieira came on, is he really going to trouble Odegaard? I don't think so. He offered nothing. I actually think he's worse than Odegaard. And Odegaard ain't good enough. I'm sorry, this ain't good enough. Nketiah once again. Yeah? How many chances does this guy miss? I'm sorry, this is Zurich. Let's stop lowering the standard because
he scored. This is the problem. You don't just have to slag him all the time.
Hold on. This is the problem with Arsenal. We over-big ourselves. Well, not us, but the fan base bigged us. We're Arsenal. We're going to come. We're going to do this to Man United. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Then, when we get slapped against, when we're not playing very well against Zurich, oh yeah, but it's Zurich. Are you big Arsenal or are you small Arsenal? Because you're right. A lot of Arsenal fans run up their mouth when it's against Man United, but when it's Zurich, oh, it's Zurich. When we lose to Brentford, oh, but it's Brentford, free hit. It doesn't work like that. You can't put your chest up like that. And then when you get slapped, when you're barely beating Zurich and you're having to bring on your big boys, Saka should have had a rest that game. Why is he coming on? You shouldn't have to need Gabriel Jesus to come on to cement a win against Zurich. I'm sorry, that is embarrassing, and it shows that we're not proactive. This club said they had a big plan, clear idea, clear plan. We're going to get the players in the summer. Bro, we're barely beating Zurich. And man think what we're going to do this season. Now coming into the Brentford game, I'm not that confident, bro, because we're not even doing it against Zurich. You know what I'm saying? So what confidence do I have coming into the Brentford game?
Brentford put Manchester United to the sword. So you better be careful on, in how you analyze it or in what you're praying for, because Brentford is not a team you could just go into the Brentford Community Stadium and just completely turn them over.
I know, because we couldn't turn over Zurich. So what gives me confidence that we're going to turn over Brentford? I mean, Jez, what do you make of it? Do you think I'm being too harsh with the way I'm analysing the Man United game and the Zurich game, saying that this Arsenal team, I don't think they've got what it takes to really go and do the business against Brentford?
Well, I can't comment on the Zurich game because I didn't see it, sadly. I can only go on what I've read or heard on Sky on my phone when I was away. So I'm unqualified to comment. That'd be very unfair. But I will put this: the Man United game I saw, and we had some great spells of football. But that second half, the last 30 minutes, we capitulated. And that is what Arsenal do against the big boys. We did it last year against Man City. We had a fantastic first half. And then Xhaka did his Xhaka stuff. And game over. Now, I didn't see Marquinhos play. I didn't see Fabio Vieira play against Zurich. So I know Marquinhos scored.
Yeah.
That's great. And I'm very happy for that. But I will agree with you, Northside, in that Arsenal did some great business in the transfer window. Jesus, Zinchenko. It. And that is it. 2 players that are qualified Premier League good players. Marquinhos, know nothing about him. I'm not one of these people that sits around all day. I'm looking at all these players. Fabio Vieira, know nothing about him. The goalkeeper from Colorado Rapids, is it, or wherever he came from?
Turner. Some people call him Tina Turner.
Oh, Jez, you missed it.
A big friend of ours calls him Tina Turner.
Tina Turner playing it out from the back. Oh
I think that should be Lee Gunner or so. So
Yeah,
calls him Tina Turner. Shout out to Gunnar there.
We signed Jesus and we signed Zinchenko. Premiership proven, done the business, proven themselves, and they've proven themselves at Arsenal. So we are, and I said this to Diesel, I said this to you, Northside, on my channel. We still need to do more business. We didn't, and it's proven with the fact Partey out injured. Yeah, right. We've got the World Cup coming up. We know players are going to get crocked in that. We've got one of the most difficult periods after Christmas away. We've got one hell of a lot of away games against the big boys, Liverpool, Man City, all that. So all this hyping it up right now about we're now second today because Man City have won. We're away at Brentford tomorrow. And Tony, I totally agree with what you're saying, my friend. Brentford is not an easy place to go and play. And I don't know if you guys can inform me whether we've got any of these players back that have been out crocked. I don't know. If we haven't, we have a makeshift team yet again. We've left ourselves weak and exposed. And I do not accept the excuses of the supposed big Arsenal top boy fans, and that top boy gooner thing really winds me up from my days back in the 70s when I knew the top gooners. And it meant a whole different meaning back then, but we won't go into that. And I don't accept this free hit bullshit. We go to win. That's the club that I was brought up with. Yeah. I've seen some shit over the years. I seriously have. We all have. We've all seen it. We've been seeing it for the last 3 bleeding years, right? But we never learn. We just don't learn. And listening to what you guys were just saying about this Zurich game, I didn't see it, so I can't comment. But it sounds like it was a pile of crap, and we got away lucky, which we should against a team like Zurich. You know, come on, guys. You know, this is a team that Arsenal back in time would have been sticking 5 or 6 past. I'm not even thinking about it.
Well, we're playing Shamak.
Yeah, God, Shamak.
Well, Jess, you also have to remember, I do respect your opinion, sir. You know, I really do respect you. I watch your show. But you also have to put into context that Manchester United was beaten by Real Sociedad in this same competition. These teams are not coming to play. They want to share in that pot. They want to share in, of that money. They want to have players. They want to have money to pay their team players. You know, they are ready to come to play. So if a team like Real Sociedad could beat Manchester United, then what are we talking about? It's a competitive league down there.
Yeah, but at the same time, what we're trying to get at, is the whole performance was dreadful. Martinelli, somebody that I think all of us rate, didn't have a great game. He didn't, And Nketiah didn't have a great game until Marquinhos literally gave it to him on a plate to header it in.
He scored. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Haaland scored stop-ins. No one cares.
I'm trying to put context behind why I feel like that. Because at the end of the day, Tony, I'm going to be real with you, bro. Nobody had a good game. And the performance was dreadful. There wasn't even a performance from anybody on that day, apart from Marquinhos. He was the only difference, and he just came in. That is not good enough. This guy is on the 4th year of his process with 400 mil spent. I'm expecting better, bro. I'm expecting better. How are you being outplayed by Zurich? They had 2 one-on-one chances with the goalkeeper, and if they had a better striker like Man United, they would have put the ball in the back of the net and would have been a different game. Real Sociedad is not Zurich. You can't compare La Liga to the Swiss league, and they're 9th right now in the Swiss league. It is embarrassing. You can't have fans at one time saying, "Oh, we're this, we're that, we're going to win the league, we're going to do this, we're going to win this, we're going to do that, we're definitely getting top 4," and then putting out performances like we are against Zurich. We already said it before. Our starting 11 is decent. I don't think it's amazing because I still think our midfield is very poor, barring Partey is very poor. But then Partey,
I think so too. I think so too.
We
have to blame Edu for that. Edu is the one.
When we're playing our second team, it ain't good enough. Even when we played Aston Villa, even when we played Fulham, I kept seeing that we're not clinical enough. We're not clinical, and we give teams chances to get back into the game. Against Brentford, Ivan Toney is sourcing so much, he's now being selected for England. That guy will slap it in. He scored a free kick against, in their last match. Who was it against? Who was it against again? I forget who it was against. Leeds. It was against Leeds. Yeah, he scored a penalty. The guy can take a free kick. The guy can score inside the box, can score outside the box. We're having Gabriel making numerous mistakes. Zinchenko looks like he's not back yet, but he was horrific against Man United. Do you know what I mean? It's not all rosy, bro. And in that midfield.
So now, do you want to slack? Do you want to slack Zinchenko right now? No, not side. Are you doing this?
Did he have a good performance against Man United?
Even Jess here said, "Hey, Zinchenko, he's a cool player."
But it doesn't mean I can't criticize him. He doesn't have a good game.
But you don't have to slag him off. You don't have to slag him off.
I said he didn't have a good game against Man United. How's that slagging off? How's that slagging off?
You don't have to slag him off. You know, these players, they listen to these shows. They listen to these shows.
All world class players. I'm not saying he's world class. Let's forget that. Right? I remember the great Thierry Henry. In one season, when he won the Golden Boot. The following season, he was not all that. He was not all that. And that was the year that we got into the Champions League final. He hadn't, and I watched that every home game that he played in, and he was not having a great time of it. So, all great players, and I'm not saying Zinchenko's world class. I'm not. He's a very, very, very good player, and I rate him. I'm glad he's come to Arsenal. And I like Jesus. I think he's a quality player. And I hope he gets to the Brazil team. But all players can have one bad game. All great players can have a bad game. And we've seen it with the likes of, dare I say it, Van Persie. We put up with that player for 8 years. Injury, out of the team, injury. He had one great season for Arsenal Football Club, won the Golden Boot and pissed off because he knew he was never going to win anything big at Arsenal. Right? Fair play. You have to respect that. Personally, I my personal view, as a long-term Arsenal fan, I think that disrespected the badge, but that's another matter for another day. But I'm just saying here now, we do not have the depth of squad that is going to take us through in October, playing nearly 3 games a week. Europa League, Premier League, yeah? We've got a big fixture coming up and we've got some big boys to play, yeah? That's when we will see the true test of this manager, the true test of this squad, and the ability for us to make it through. Once we get through October, we'll see what happens, and then we've got World Cup. And then let's see what happens. How many of our team, and quite a few of our team guys, are going to go in that World Cup squads, their countries. Let's see how many come back uninjured. Because if we get a few come back with serious knocks and injuries, God help us. We haven't got the depth.
No, 100%.
True,
Jez.
true. I'll take a cue from that, Jess. See, yeah, I was in Northside show. I think either 2 weeks ago. We discussed wholeheartedly about all these problems. I will be the last person to always blame Arteta for all the whole problems. Where was Edu when we know every Arsenal fan understands that Thomas Partey was going to be injured at one point during the season, whether it was going to be the middle of the season, the start of the season, or the end of the season. We knew that Thomas Partey had problems with his tie. We knew he was going to be injured. Is this Arteta's job? Is it his job to go into the market and go get players or reinforcements? He has even tried on his own to even go get players that are even loyal to him. He went into that Manchester City, went there, back Pep, and come on, he brought us Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko, who has been very, very instrumental to our gameplay this season. So all these old blames going to Arteta is what I don't like. Why can't we call Edu out? What has he been doing? He knew that Thomas Partey was going to be injured. Why couldn't he bring in a replacement central defensive midfielder to help shore up that place just in case Thomas Partey gets injured? So I think we need to direct all these problems to whom it ought to be directed to. That's what I really do. That's what I really do think. It shouldn't just be one person shouldering the whole blame. Everyone, even our medical team. Jess, do you know that right now, Ben White is injured, Thomas Partey is injured, Smith Rowe is injured. Ben White never used to have injuries in that Brighton team. He was always playing, always. Why is it that when they come down to Arsenal, that they always get one kind of mysterious injury that plagues their whole season? Even Thomas Partey, he was always playing for Atletico Madrid. Zero injury problems, zero injury records. And then he comes to Arsenal and he starts getting injured. Now, there's a systematic problem there. The medical department, should be talked about. Why are these players, even Ben White, why are these players who have just played their whole careers injury-free, coming to Arsenal and having injuries and exposing the coach, whoever comes? Right now, I will tell you, the mess, it's so huge that no matter any kind of coach that comes in to that Arsenal team and faces all these problems, all these niggling problems, it will still remain the same. So why can't we just tackle the issue right here and right now? What was Edu doing?
Do you know what I've got to say, right? So I've been sitting here quiet and I've been listening. Yeah, just very, very quickly, because I just want to touch on the Zurich game, yeah? Northside's not being harsh, in my opinion. The one thing I will say, it was our first game in Europa. We'll have a better judgment when we play the second one. However, as we've all said, right, when you're in the Europa League, the group stages, I mean, these should be, these are piss easy games, right? These are games designed to give our first 11 a rest, okay? And the second string. Tony, you said there it was our second string. They're still internationals, brother. They're still internationals and they're multi-millionaires, right? So when you're playing a team who are ninth we talk about a farmers league. If the French league is a farmers league, God knows what this is, right? Do you know what I mean? So when you say we're being asked, we're Arsenal. We support Arsenal, right? We're the third biggest club in this country, playing in the best league in world football. So a lot of people say there is no argument for that, right? These are games where Jesus and Zinchenko, the top players get a rest when you're playing Thursday, Sunday. They need a rest, right? For them to come on and bail us out, and Marquinhos was a bit of a ray of sunshine in that game. That reminds me of when Smith Rowe and Saka, we were heavily reliant on them our two youngsters. And if they're not doing it, what are the senior players doing, right? But no one talks about that, right? So that's one thing. Now, what you just said there about, and this is, with all due respect, bruv, right? This classic Arteta fans, because it's all deflected at Edu. Let's not forget, Arteta has bought some duds as well. Yes, right? Jesus, Zinchenko, 2 quality buys. No one talks about the crap he's bought. 400 million, right? Arteta is walking on water at the moment. Arteta was getting everything he wanted when he was struggling. Now he's top of the league. He can walk into that office, brazen as anything, and say, I want this. You said it yourself, Tony. He's injured. He's injured. That bird's injured. The old mare's everyone's injured, right? So you're emphasising that point even more. We don't learn, because I'm more angry now about our transfer window, because I'm seeing Chelsea in disarray, right? Man City are the only ones who are really going for it. Liverpool can't put two passes together. I'm looking at this thinking, had we have got another 2 or 3 quality players in, do you know what? Just maybe in a season where they're crap, they're struggling, you never know, right? We're top of the league at the moment, and Arsenal fans are still hoping for top 4. We're top of the league. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but the mindset and the psyche should be, do you know what? Why not? Why can't we? Why can't we, fight man? Look at where we are. Look at them struggling. They're struggling. In a season of disarray with a World Cup, this is a season like we've never known. There are shockers every single week in results. Why not? Sure. Get that mindset into them. And this is what I'm saying. It does fall on Arteta. I agree with you. I don't rate Edu at all, right? Everyone was raving when Edu got here because he's an invincible, right? People were raving about David O'Leary. Just because they're legends of the club, it doesn't mean they're going to come in and do the job for us, right? Once bitten, twice shy. But I'm telling you now, Arteta is the man they've coveted for a long while. And you know what? He can walk in that room and say to Edu, I want this. And he will get it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you not agree?
I don't think so. I don't think so. We see. Can you see the dynamics of this? We couldn't even get a Douglas Luiz in the last minute of on deadline day. Can you see that? Do you understand this?
But
that
why
was
are we
a
doing
panic
that?
buy, and that was a panic buy, and it wasn't from Mikel Arteta. It wasn't from him. It was from the club. So
okay,
why,
but this
why
comment,
would you be going for
this comment answers you, yeah? And it was what I was going to say. I'm glad that somebody watching is reading my mind. Arteta said that me and Edu are in charge of marketing players in and out. So he's come out in interviews. He has come out in interviews and said that both of them, they console each other and they both bring in the players. It's not just one person or the other. It's as a collective. So as a collective, they get the blame. But whether you want to put the blame as a collective or as an individual, it's irrelevant. Going into the January transfer window, doing nothing after telling us that we have to maximize every transfer window puts pressure on you in the summer. That was pressure that they decided to do. They decided to do nothing in January and get rid of 6 players, yeah? We can decide because you don't have the rotation. Then you come into the summer because apparently it's easier to get signings over it in the summer. Then do it. But they don't. We all knew that Partey's going to get an injury. Why didn't we strengthen? We all know that we don't have a right back as good as Zinchenko and Tierney as left back. Why did we get another one? We already know that Rob Holding ain't good enough. Why didn't we get another centre back? And if anyone wants to say, oh, but we couldn't get all those players in one window, that's nonsense. I've seen AC Milan rebuild their whole squad in 2 windows. So you can do it if you have a clear plan. The thing is, hold this club to the things that they say, because they're the ones saying, be excited. They're the ones pre-season saying that we should be going to win. Arsenal should be winning major honours all the time. Yeah, they said that, not Northside, not Jez, not Diesel. They said that, and we hold them to the words that they say. And when they're not achieving, and when we're seeing fragilities in the team, the fact that we still don't have a proper striker, and we're going with Eddie Nketiah, they're signs for concern. When we're getting rid of Pepe, where's the replacement? When we know that Emil Smith-Rowe keeps getting injured, he's not really a rotation for Martinelli on the left because the guy's always injured. So why didn't we go in the market and get one?
That's a club problem. That's a club problem. I'm tired of everyone just blaming Arteta for the whole.
Bro, hold on. I didn't interrupt you when you were talking. Hold on. Let me finish. Yeah, let me finish. When we're looking at the team, knowing what needs to be done, it's not being done. And then we're being backed by performances like Zurich. I'm sorry, ain't good enough. We already knew that the starting lineup wasn't even good enough to get in the top 4. It isn't. Yeah, it isn't. It isn't. And we didn't address it. And then we're getting in players like Fabio Vieira that are looking worse than Odegaard. We're bringing in Lokonga that was worse than Guendouzi. You know what I'm saying? Guendouzi's a better player than Lokonga. That's a fact. And most of the players that are shining for this manager, he didn't bring in. Most of them. Obviously, he bring in Gabriel Jesus. He didn't bring in Saka or Martinelli or Emil Smith-Rowe. He didn't bring in those players. He didn't buy Saliba. You know what I'm saying? So what we're talking about, I don't understand how you cannot criticize him, because at the end of the day, we're not prepared. Once again, surprise, surprise. I'm sorry, it's been coming on 19 years now that I see Arsenal continuously going in the transfer window and not doing what needs to be done. We bid it for Rafinha, so why didn't we go and get this Mudryk guy? But now we want to get him in January. Why didn't we just get him in the summer? Because we needed him. So why didn't we do it? Why didn't we go and get Basuma? Why didn't we go get Palinha that scored again for Fulham? That only cost them 20 odd million pounds. Why are we having to be scouts and doing Edu's job? Why are they not doing it? Edu came out before the start of the season and said, we scout for players 9 months before the transfer window opens. Really? Really? Yeah. So why are we going for deadline day flipping bargain in Douglas Luiz? How is that being prepared for 9 months before the transfer window's open? How?
Yeah. And Tony, right, you know, I get what you're saying, right? You know, trust me, I do. I think the only reason why I think with a lot of Arsenal fans, and I've always said this, right, with all due respect, they do have short memories because, again, no one talks about, let's not forget last January, right? We got rid of 6 players, didn't bring anyone in. No one forgets that. Right? You know, everyone forgets that, right? And then fast forward now, do you know what I'm saying? It's just get what we need, right? You know, and I'm not saying it's solely Arteta. I'm not saying that. It's, you know, obviously it's a combination of both of them, right? But I tell you now, if Emery was here, it'd all be on him, right? For some reason, this manager is so protected. I've never understood it. I've praised him about the Aubameyang. I know Jez and I sort of like differ on this. I was in favour of that. Arteta, fair, I'll shake your hand over that because I'm with you. I didn't want him here. You know, right? Get rid of him. I will praise where it's due, yeah, at the end of the day. But you know what? We got rid of 6 players. We didn't, you know, replace any of them. That was the sole reason why I believe we missed out on top 4. Now, the mindset should have been, do you know what? Never again are we gonna do that, put ourselves in a situation like that, because we just got picked, right? That if these guys are about money, which we know they are, get the top 4, all that revenue comes in, you know. So now in the summer, right, let's rectify where we went wrong. But with Arsenal, let's be honest, it is again and again. It's not a one-off, is it? This happens constantly, right? Now, but Tony, my only argument to you would be, right, and answer me this, please, and give me a genuine answer, right? Every man and his dog, every Arsenal fan last season said, right, next season, for us to compete, we need at least 6 or 7 quality players. 6 or 7. He brought 2 in. You've said it yourself, right? All you're talking about is Zinchenko and Jesus. That's 2. My question to you,
it's not enough.
Where's the other 4, my friend? Where's the other 4? Because no one's 6 or 7 last season. Now we got 2. Job done. That's enough. No, you said 6 or 7. It's what you want as an Arsenal fan. If you want top 6, we've got enough. If you want higher than that, like we want, nowhere near enough. It's what you want as an Arsenal fan. Do you want to win, or are you happy with top 6? That's the question.
Diesel, I'm not a deluded Arsenal fan. There are cases I see eye to eye with not side. There are also cases where I don't see eye to eye with him. And because Emery was in the same position and we sacked him. Aren't we tired of sacking these coaches? We should put the blame where the blame should be directed at. Okay, you brought something up. You said something about resources, revenue. How do you feel as an Arsenal fan when you brought in a player for £72 million, not an Arteta signing, an Emery signing? You brought in a Nikolai Pepe for £72 million.
Who Emery didn't want, by the way. He didn't want him. Let's get that clear.
I'm just saying that. Then who do you then? Okay, good. You just answered that question yourself. Then who do you direct that problem to? Who caused it?
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's not solely the manager. It's a combination of both.
That's what I'm saying. Then let's direct it where the problem is supposed to be directed to. It's the board. It's the board. Even the best of coaches will come in and struggle in Arsenal.
Emery came
with
out
that same rotten system, right? Where we cannot be able to get any amount of money for Nikolai Pepe. Even 5 million, we cannot even get it. And it boils my blood.
You are not. I'm right.
You have this kind of problem. It boils my blood. It boils my blood. That Bellerin.
I can't hear anybody. Yeah, Tony, you made a question. Let Diesel reply. Diesel,
and yet he
We've
still managed to get to a decent position. Yeah, the same manager, right, who mugged off Arteta on 2 occasions. But let's not talk about that, Tone. Let's talk about the good-looking Spaniard. Yeah, come on,
Listen,
bring it to me.
We have a Bellerin. We have a Bellerin who, instead of us to be getting some, at least a little nickel from him, negotiated with the club to go for free. Is this Arteta's problem? We have, all these players, they come to Arsenal, they want to go out for free. We don't have revenue. We have to balance the books before you can buy players. You have to do this.
Good point.
It's not
Good
Arteta's
point,
problem.
Good point.
See, we need to direct the problem to where the problem should go to. And that's the board. It's the cronkies. So even if you get the best of coaches to come in and undertake this same job that Arteta is taking right now, we will still have the same problems. Okay, are you comfortable? Do you know why I wanted us to give Nketiah a deal? I don't rate Eddie Nketiah in any way, but I think he's a good squad player to have. But Jess, how do you feel? Please just let me know, because you're one of the gooners I really, really respect. How do you feel when you know that you should be getting something close to £20 million for an Eddie Nketiah, and you want him to walk out of the club and go to West Ham for £0 million? How do you feel, Jess? So now, if Arteta is seeing something in Eddie Nketiah we are not seeing, well, good and enough for him. I don't rate him as a striker.
We're not accountants, we're fans.
But what I want is that I want him to give Eddie Nketiah at least a deal. That deal. Now, Arsenal should sell him for a price. We need to get money from these players. We need to get a nickel from these people. The club is
Tony,
so
let
rotten
Jez reply.
that we need to change these things.
That affects the wage bill. So when
So I don't know why everyone is on Arteta's neck. It's not his problem.
We're not getting enough players in.
If you bring Pep to this team, he will struggle with this Arsenal team.
Tony. Let people reply to your question, innit? Let people reply. You aimed it at Jez. Jez, we're gonna let Jez reply to your question. Yeah.
Dizu, I respect your opinion, brother. I clearly understand what you mean. I clearly respect your opinion. It's a divided thing. Arsenal is a divided thing. So I really do respect your opinion.
I want to hear from Jez. I want to hear what Jez has to say. Jez, what do you make of that? What Tony said, mate?
Right, to answer your question, Tony, about Eddie Nketiah, we could have sold him to West Ham the season before for £22 million. And we didn't. We hung on to a below average player who we then suddenly say, I will give you £100,000 a week. For what? How many goals did he score for Arsenal? 4. And that deserves £100,000 a week. Shocking. This is the business that Arsenal Football Club, Edu, Vinay, Arteta do. They are lazy. They thought they'd achieved their business with Jesus, Zinchenko, bringing in a couple of players from the MLS. None of us, and let's be honest, none of us have ever heard of. And that's acceptable. Now, I don't agree with your comment about balancing the books. Arsenal are probably the third, well, not now, Newcastle, but at one point were probably the third richest team in England. You've only got to go and look at their bank accounts, which anybody can do. Anybody can do it. Doesn't cost you any money. Go onto the government website, Company's House, and you see how much money they have in reserve. The Cronkies have released money year on for Arteta, Edu, and Vinay. The fact of the matter is, guys, Edu, Vinay, and Arteta are crap at negotiating. They are crap at doing deals. They are crap at getting the right players. And it's disgusting. It is disgusting. As I've said before, Northside, years ago, Arsenal used to shop at Harrods. Now we shop in fucking Poundland. That's how we do our business. That is how we do our business. Occasionally, we'll make a trip to Waitrose, right? And we'll get in Jesus and Zinchenko. But no longer are we welcome in Harrods because we won't pay the dollar, right? And this is Arsenal Football Club, Tony. And the fact of the matter is, Eddie Nketiah, right, is not the man to lead our strike force. Sorry.
I agree. I did not contest that. I agree.
I've watched him for 3 years, man. He's not good enough. He never will be. So if Jesus gets a bad injury, let's say he gets the Brazil Cup team, World Cup, yeah? Let's say he does a real bad knee injury. Right, who have we got? Who have we got? Anybody answer me?
We could have got Ivan Toney, but apparently he's not flavour of the month, and now he's getting into the England team.
Yeah,
but apparently, let's continue.
Who have we got, man?
But do you really think that if Ivan Toney wants to come to Arsenal and Arteta would say no? I really do think that Arteta would bring him in if he demands for him.
Why didn't he? Is he not
There's
better than
there's no team that won't want an Ivan Toney in your first 11.
So why didn't we go?
Yeah, but he plays for Brentford. You know, there's always been an arrogance within. Yeah, there has been. I mean, like Jez. Yeah, like, in fact, all three of you. Let me just quickly ask you this because I've been dying to ask this question. Right, Tony made a valid point earlier on about obviously some of these players we need to get fees from. Right, you know, we can't just we keep terminating contracts, letting players leave on a free. Right, Tony, I 100% agree with you on that. 100%. Right. But let me give you an example, though, right, of why we don't learn. Eddie Nketiah, right? Someone put it up there, 13 goals in, 4 seasons, right? Played decent in 3 or 4 games last season. That his reward for that was $100,000 a week, right? He's never going to be our first choice. I think we can all agree on that here, right? He's never going to be our first choice, right? And if Jesus happens to be injured, he's not the man to lead Arsenal, right? Now, my question to you is this. He's on $100,000 a week, right? He's never going to be a first choice. Either... if we want to sell him, no one's going to buy him because of his salary, right? So what will happen then is either we terminate his contract, or if he did sign a 4-year, I think it was a 4 or 5 year, he'll be with us for the next 4 or 5 years until he can walk out on a free. My question to you, we haven't learned a lesson, have we? Because no club is buying a striker who doesn't play regularly on that amount of money. And that, again, that lies in the problem. That is where we don't learn. So, yeah, it's a cycle, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? It's a cycle.
It's a cycle. I totally agree with you. I'll say this again. I don't rate Eddie Nketiah as a striker, but we also need to understand that this problem has been bundled up, by the board, and now we're really suffering it right now. So. I'm still of that same idea that give them a decent salary. It's okay. But how many times have Eddie Nketiah actually started? How many chances have been given to this guy per se? Even when Lacazette was there, how many times did Eddie Nketiah start? Does anyone have any idea here? How many times he started a game for Arsenal, the Premiership last season?
Well, when we had 10 games to go, wasn't he starting?
Okay. This season, how many times has Eddie Nketiah started a game?
No, I think the first one is Zurich. He started against Zurich. I think that's about it.
In the Premiership, not side. In the
Premiership, he hasn't started.
The answer is 0. Now, when you don't give a chance to Eddie Nketiah to actually even start in any case, then how will his price appreciate? How would you know if he will score?
He's not just arrived, Tony.
So that's the problem. So that's the problem. That's the problem. So no matter how you want to see it,
No,
I'm honored for
no.
we getting a nickel out of these players. Let's
All right,
stop
let me
the
answer
rot.
your question.
We have to start from somewhere. Let's
Tony,
stop
let me
the
answer your
rot
question.
first
You're
of
north
all.
side, my guy.
North
Come
side,
on, bro.
I've not finished. North side. See, Jess and Diesel, I want Arsenal Football Club to stop the rot. Now, Arteta has been able to, get out some of this dead weight, dead wood that we have in that club, and Ozil, who was being overpaid and don't want to play, and Aubameyang, who caused lots of problems in the dressing room. We've been able to, and we've managed to successfully push these guys out of the club. Good and okay. Now we need to change that culture of selling players for little amount loan fees or no nickel at all. So that's why I was in for this Edu deal. Give him a deal if a decent, if he can be able to get more goals in the European League, good and okay. If 25 million comes to him in the second year, on the third year of his deal, then sell him out. Jess and Dizzle, can you imagine? Aintley Maitland-Niles, we can't even get 20 million pounds for him. An English player.
We could have.
We can't.
We turned it down. We turned it down.
I don't know.
What kills
Aubameyang
Arsenal?
is good.
Sorry,
Aubameyang is good to leave our club for free.
Yeah, what
but
kills
Barcelona
Arsenal?
selling him back to Chelsea for 12 million pounds.
It's the salaries that kill Arsenal, right? So when, as Jez alluded to earlier on, right, what he said, because we don't pay the dollar. Trust me, Arsenal pay top dollar in salaries. That's what kills us. Bellerin was on top money. El Nenny's on what, 70, 80 a week? Right?
Then who gives them this contract?
That's why we have to give them for free, because clubs have got us by the balls, because they know no club on God's green earth is going to pay that salary. Therefore, we have to terminate contracts or we have to give them away. You don't rate Eddie Nketiah, but you're in favour of that deal. That don't make sense to me. Because
I didn't want to see him go to West Ham without us getting.
Hold on, Tony. Go on, Diesel.
All I'm saying, because you're moving away from the fan and more to the accountant side. I'm more of the fan. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. I don't rate a player. I don't want him here. He's no benefit to us. He's no benefit. You know what I'm saying? This is a player who's nicking a living £100,000 a week. For what? What's he done? He's been here for years. He's lucky. A player of that ability, and I've always said this, Eddie for me, I think will do really well in the Championship, right? He's not Premier League level, in my opinion. He's at a club like Arsenal on £100,000 a week, and he's had more than enough chances to shine in this team. He has played a lot of, whether he started or not, he's come on a lot. He's had enough chances, to show people, I'm here, I'm the man, I'm going to take it forward. And he lets us down. He does. He doesn't do it. Yes, he gets the odd goal here and there. But do you watch him and think, do you know what? Yeah, he's the guy. He's the one.
Diesel, he started every Carabao Cup game last season.
Yeah.
And did he score any goals?
He's got the level.
No.
He's on £100,000 a week. He's now a multi-millionaire. For what?
But he started every game in the Carabao Cup. Right? Did he score any goals? No.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
I've just said I don't rate him as a striker.
I want to answer something, because Tony, you said something, but you made so many questions after that. That's why I wanted to tackle one at a time, because then I forget what else you say. You said about, are we being too harsh on Eddie Nketiah? Has he had a chance? The excuse for Lacazette last season when we saw the Aubameyang is, he's going to be in the starting lineup. He'll be good enough. And the rest of us, we said he ain't good enough. We've seen enough from him. He ain't good enough. He had chances. Eddie Nketiah came in, made him hold bench. He ain't good enough. The problem here, we see too many players that we've seen that are not good enough. We don't see nothing either. Someone like Eddie Nketiah, I don't see a clinical striker, or players like Rob Holding and Xhaka that have been here year in, year out. Fans making excuses, trying to come up with XG and all this crap to try and prop them up to be good enough. And then ultimately, we never get to the goal, which is winning the Premier League or winning in Europe. And then it's, but you need him as a squad player. Stop the excuses. Stop the excuses, because Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, they don't care about excuses. It's not about you. Are you good enough? Yes or no? If not, goodbye. Goodbye. That is it. This is a business. It's not. This is professional football. You should earn your place to be in a club like Arsenal. We shouldn't have to be arguing and making justifications for you being in the squad. It's not good enough. Chelsea, they loan out so many players. Tammy Abraham, I think he had a better time at Chelsea than Nketiah's had at Arsenal, and they got rid. They got rid. They had someone like Tomori, which I think is the best centre back for England, and he's over there in AC Milan. I think that was a mistake, but they don't. There's no sentiment, and the clubs in football that don't have sentiment, not like Arsenal, win major honours. There's no sentiment. You also said earlier on about, why are we going to get rid of a manager? Chelsea got rid of a manager and then won the flipping Champions League with Tuchel. While we're saying all of this, we want to continue the way we was with Arsene Wenger, give him years and years and years. We're not winning anything. And everyone that's performing or running their club the way that Arsenal fans don't want it to be run are the teams that are winning major honours. I'm sorry, but what are we seeing? At the end of the day, I shouldn't have to be justifying Fabio Vieira. The performance against Zurich doesn't fill me with a lot of hope. Lokonga, another one.
To the league.
Lokonga, another one.
This guy.
Hold on. The problem is, you can't criticize no one. When I criticize Xhaka and Holding, that have been failing at Arsenal for numerous years, we need him as rotation. If I say I don't see something in Vieira, but I'm seeing it in Marquinhos, but he just came. Yeah, but I'm not seeing it. It's not up to me. Do you think he's watching Northside? No, he's not. So it's up to him to change my opinion. My opinion is only based about what I see. So why is it always attack the fan that is critical about a player? You should be, because you should want the best in your club. Me saying that Fabio Vieira ain't good enough doesn't stop him being selected. Doesn't stop him performing and shutting me up. Our goalkeeper, when we got him, nobody wanted him. He shut me up. Yeah. I want all these players to shut me up, but I have to see it. I'm not just going to be ultra positive and just say Fabio Vieira had a good game when he didn't. I'm not going to say Lokonga's doing good enough when he ain't. This ain't a charity. This is a football club. At the end of the day, go out there and show me different. Go out there and prove me wrong. When I criticize Ben White, go out there and prove me wrong. My words don't stop you performing.
I know, but you have to take it easy on this player sometimes, you know.
Why?
He just came into the league. Allow him to settle in that team. This was the same thing you said about Ramsdale, and now Ramsdale is in that English setup. You know, you criticized him. You said that he's this guy that has been relegated. But right now, he's our number one, and he's good. Would you say he's not good, LDN? Please tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, but Northside Bears myself, all three of us have openly come out on our channel and said, you know what, ends up, we got that one wrong. We have said that.
Slated him. You never give him a chance. The light of day. Give these players a chance. Yes, I'm all up for...
They're not watching my channel, so who cares? They're not watching my channel.
No, they do. They do. No. You're getting this all wrong. They watch Jez. They watch Dizzle, wherever he is. They watch you. They do. They see the criticisms. I'm saying that we should criticize them, yes, but direct it to who's responsible for it. If we bring a Conte into this mess, he would misfire on that Arsenal dugout. He will, definitely will. Trust me, no matter the tactician that is being brought into this rotten system Arsenal is dealing right now. Bro, we're facing FPP violations. Do you know that? Do you know this? Then how come you're a fan of the club and we are facing FPP problems, and then you say that we should not reconcile our ingoing with our outgoings, our income, and you love the club? Do you want the club to be shut down? You don't want to see games in the club again, right? Come on, bro. Let's be very constructive in this thing.
You believe everything that the club puts out. I can tell you doing it.
No. It's true. It's true, Dizzle. We're facing serious FFP rule violations right now. We're in problems. We need to get money from these people. We're just canceling their contract. So that's why I see eye to eye if we give Eddie Nketiah a contract and sell him off. Trust me, it's only a ploy. Eddie will be gone in the second season. And here, I'm pronouncing this here. This is the kind of fan I am in. If Edu doesn't produce the goods this season, he has to leave the club. I'm not a deluded Arsenal fan because I recognize the fact that he has come into something rotten. And he's just technically has to learn on this job. Seriously, any big coach you bring to the system will fail. Trust me. If Arteta doesn't land top 4 this season or an European League title this season, he walks out of our club. But I do recognize that this is not his problems. This is an Arsenal problem. It's a Bod problem. It's a Kroenke problem. let's direct that problems to where it's supposed to go to.
Tone, listen, right? You know, like you said earlier on about, let's take it easy on these players. Do you know sometimes, I like, if the worst they've got to fear is the likes of Jez, Northside, myself, whoever, digging these players out on the channels, and I'm seeing how certain fans are abroad, right? If players don't perform, I remember like Ronaldo, like getting chased in the car parks at the training ground, and their wives. I'm sorry, these players, with all due respect, bruv, these players have got it pretty good over here. So I'm not, let's be honest. Let's be honest, right? Because sentiment is what's killed our club. If we're being honest, this is long before Arteta got here, right? This is like Wenger days. Sentiment has killed our club, right? Yeah. And, I've held my hands up at Ramsdale. Well, he relegated, 3 clubs? Why are we buying him? Well, yeah. I had to hold my hands up and say, do you know what? Based on what I've seen so far, this guy's proved me wrong. He's come and he's grabbed his chance. But you know what? I'll happily do that, Tone, because you know what? I love players like that. I love players like that who think, oh, my God, I'm at Arsenal. This is why I loved Guendouzi. The way he plays, oh, my God, I'm at Arsenal. Wow, how did I get here? I'm so appreciative. I'm used to seeing players who, I play for Arsenal, and what? That is where, you know what I mean? Northside said it earlier on. I think it's Jez. If we lose a game, but every player's put a shift in, do you know what? We lost. We lost to the better team, but the players played all right. Fair play to them. What I won't have is players not putting a shift in or turning up one week and not turning up the next. We're Arsenal. What we've got to do is rock up. We're going to walk this. No. Treat every game the same. Man City do. Whether they're playing Liverpool or they're playing Bournemouth, they treat that game the same way. Yeah, so look at the best in the league and take examples from that team, because that is what I believe we should be doing,
Yeah, so I really think so.
Hold on a sec. I want to get each one of you last comments on the game. I'll start with Jez, because Jez been a bit quiet for a bit. Jez?
Jez! We love you, man. We love you, man. We love you.
What do we need to do to get the win against Brentford? Obviously, they got Ivan Toney that we know. They got Bermuda, Mbeumo, I think it's called.
Yeah,
Mbeumo. He plays on the right hand side for Brentford.
Yeah. They got danger men like that. I think Mbeumo.
They have Lewis Orient.
Exactly. So they got a couple of players that can hurt us. What do we need to do to get the 3 points at Brentford, Jez?
Well, depending on the squad, I don't know what it is tomorrow. I'll be looking. But we have got to get a quick start. We've proven it this season, Northside, that when we started fast and we've started quick, we've got results. And we need to play with intensity, and we need to play with a tight-knit midfield. And that is my concern. The midfield this season has always been my concern. Because we haven't got Partey back, I don't know whether we have. It's made a major hole in our midfield. But we've got to play with intensity, we've got to play with passion, and we play for that bloody badge. And that's all I'll ever ask for this Arsenal team. Play for that badge behind you and behind me. I'll never ask for any more. Go there, show some passion, fight for the Arsenal, and fight for the fans.
That's it. Your prediction for the game?
I'm going 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1.
Great. There you go. That's the positive Jez we want to see. That's the positive one we want to see. That's it.
Tony, we're going to go to you. Mr. Positive.
Jez, what's happened to you?
Jez, what's happened? Jez is still enjoying that France.
I've always said, right, and I'll put it out there again, and I've been done for it personally. I don't want this manager. I don't rate this manager. I always want my Arsenal to win every bloody game. And if people don't like it, people don't like me for that, then they know what they can do. But I'm not a flip-flop. I don't like this manager. I don't like this board. But I want my club, the club I love, the club that I grew up around. Right?
Yeah.
For 54 years of my life, and I always want my team to win.
I used to have a mate called Jez. I'm joking. I love you, Jez. You know I love you.
We love you, man.
Tony, same question to you, bro. Same question to you. What do we need to do to win this game, bro?
See, that Brentford game, it's going to be one that Arsenal needs to look inwards and dig deep. See, they have dangerous front three. These people, they play a 4-3-3 kind of formation. Their defense, they still have cracks in their defense mechanism, but where the battle is going to lie is in their midfield trio in Baptiste, Janot, and Jensen. These guys are pacey midfielders. They are bullies. Like, when I mean bullies, I mean they are straight out bullies. So if you're not ready and you're not coordinated, they would, they will kick you up. You cannot just sit there and take possession with this trio. They are very, very strong. So what am I saying? Odegaard won't just come into this game and just sit in deep there, right there in the 18-yard box or in the offensive area, trying to move in and give those slick passes. Hell no. He has to run. He has to work. In fact, he has to be the best player on the pitch. Odegaard is the key to make this game an Arsenal win tomorrow. If we can be able to look past or get past Baptiste, Janot, and Jensen, then that's good. Then we have this front three who pose problems for Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. Of course, we named one here in Buemo. Fast, pacey, strong. These guys are hard like steel. He can just, and these guys, they are so fast that they can be able to take you on the counter attack. Like Arsenal, that it's been proven that Arsenal have always, in the first 5 games this season, they've always shown that they're that team that love lots of the possession. Somehow this season, Arsenal has tried to be very, very upfront with their offensive play and go deep from the start of the game with that offensive breakout. So they really have to be very careful, because Mbeumo can catch you on that break. Do we have fast enough defenders for that? Well, this guy is injured. Ben White, the news coming from the camp is that he's injured. Is he my first choice right back? Now, that's a big problem. I prefer Tomiyasu because I feel more safer with him going forward. I don't even feel safe with Ben White as a player. I don't rate him as a player. But, of course, we have to make do with what we have right now, right? So it depends who plays on that right-hand side, because Mbeumo will be coming with those slicky runs and hard powering runs, at that side. Saliba has to be very, very sharp too. And of course, they have Lewis Orient, who is down there at the left-hand side of their forward. Fast, pacey, strong, hard as nails. We need to keep them quiet. Saliba has to be on his toes all throughout the game. And of course, they have Ivan Toney, probably the best striker right now, and apart from and Erling Haaland from Manchester City. He's deadly. We already know him. He's caused us problems. They turned us over last season. We know what he's all about. He's all about those deep, powered runs. He's hard as steel, hard as nails. You know him. He causes this type of problems for teams. So Arsenal need to be a little bit very, very careful about what he poses for that defense. I see Gabriel Magalhaes struggling with Ivan Toney tomorrow. For some reason, I see that happening. But I think they will get a goal tomorrow. Brentford Community Stadium historically has been a death trap for Arsenal Football Club. I see them scoring a goal tomorrow, but again, I still think Arsenal can be able to still overpower them tomorrow. So I give them a 2-1 win tomorrow.
2-1. Okay. Diesel, same question.
Yeah, look, I think we have to realise, Ivan Toney's just been called up to the England squad, so this man's going to be buzzing, right?
He's buzzing.
That is a big factor. Obviously, it's the first game. He's going to be walking on air, and all his teammates are going to be over the moon for him, right? So to be honest, also I'm worried about this game because yes, a lot of what Tony said is right. You know, they got some strong lads in that team, pacey, strong, quick, and they will bully us. Right? They'll make us know we're in for a game here. I watched the game from start to finish when Man United went there. They'd done the same thing to them. They just bullied them, did not give them any time on the ball. My fear with Arsenal is we do create chances, but we're not killers. We're just not killers, you know. And I think we may come to rue that. Can we win? Of course we can win. Listen, we've got better players. Let's be real, right? We've got better players. But what they lack for in maybe skill and technical ability, they're more than going to, make up for that with strength, pace, speed, teamwork. These players work for each other, yeah? As I said earlier on. So that's what worries me. If they've watched the Man United game, which they would have done their own work on us, what they would have seen was as soon as Jesus on the ball, I see it all the time with Varane and Martinez all over Jesus, literally bullied him. Yeah, didn't give him any time on the ball, roughed him up a little bit, and I suspect these guys are going to do the exact same. I suppose they're thinking if we stop Jesus, we've more or less stopped that attack because Jesus is the one who sort of his movement and the speed of thought and that. I see Odegaard having a shocking game tomorrow. That may come back to bite me in the arse, but these are the games where, for me, he hides, right? And but like you say, from the first whistle, if we can get the first goal, then obviously it puts them on the back foot. What I don't want Arsenal to do is get the first goal and think, we're done now. We can relax. No, go for the throw, right? And we don't do that often enough. So for me, because of that, I do think there'll be goals in this. But I'm going for a 2-2, Desmond.
2-2.
Yeah.
You know what? I was gonna go for a draw.
Sorry, you said a 2-0.
Yeah, 2-2, yeah.
Oh, okay. So Ivan Toney's not gonna score.
Oh, he'll probably get one, and Mbuemo will probably get the other one.
Okay.
You know what?
Pieces as well. Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah. Since even before the Fulham game, but Fulham, Aston Villa, I've seen you hit the nail on the head. We're not clinical enough. One thing I can give Arteta is we are creating chances, but we're not putting the ball away. And even when I saw the Champions League game, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, it's the same old thing. Keeping the ball is all good, but when you're not killing them off, they will grow in confidence and believe that they can get back in the game. I don't see us winning this game, and I'll tell you why. Gabriel, to me, he's almost dropping into the Ben White camp for me. The mistakes are every game now for him, and I don't, at the end of the day, it's up to him to change my mind. But at the moment, I'm not convinced by Gabriel. The Gabriel that when we first got him, he looked solid in the air. He looked commanding. I'm not seeing that from him. I'm really not. Maybe he spent too much time with Ben White last season at centre-back, but I don't know what's happened with him. But as much as we're playing, well in terms of creating chances, we're not killing teams off. And when I saw us against the counter-attack, because they're going to be hitting us on a counter-attack. Man United, we couldn't deal with the counter-attack. Zurich, at times, the way they cut us open was too easy, man. And yes, they didn't score, but the point is, we're allowing teams to get in behind. We're playing this high line, and we're not recovering properly. We're not reading the game properly, and we're playing a lot of these strikers onside and letting them straight through. You look at the midfield. I don't see anyone that's going to control the midfield. I thought, going into the Zurich game, the midfield of Lokonga and Xhaka would be able to do the business because they just about did the business against Aston Villa. So I said, okay, well, you did it against Aston Villa. Why can't you do it against Zurich? But they didn't control the midfield. And at times they broke through. And I don't see them doing it against Brentford. I always said it. Granit Xhaka always looks ropey when he's getting overrun in the midfield. And I think they're going to overrun our midfield. And we don't have anyone there to be a destroyer, to sweep up chances, to sweep up. Getting onto Ivan Toney. Then when you look at Ben White, I don't trust him. Then when you look at Gabriel Jesus, I don't see him performing well against Ivan Toney. And I think Ivan Toney, he can do everything. He can hold up the ball. He can bring people into play. He can literally do the Gabriel Jesus role. Why I wanted him at Arsenal, because he can link. He's got good link up and he's a good technical player, but he also knows where the back of the goal is, the back of the net. So for me, I'm going 2-1 Brentford. I don't think we have. I don't think we have the squad to compete. Like you even said, Diesel, Odegaard for me is up and down. Saka isn't in form. Maybe this will be the match that he hits form, but he's not in form as of now. Ben White ain't good enough. Gabriel ain't good enough, and Xhaka and Lokonga doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence going into this game. So I don't think we have the players to really control and hold back Brentford. And yeah, man, I see us losing 2-1 is my match prediction.
Yeah.
Well, Saka scored against Manchester United. Let's just hope that that's the beginning of something different and something new. But anyway, we also need to understand that Brentford is also this kind of a team that can they search for mistakes, and scavenge against teams that play from the back. They are ready to pounce, ready to invoke and provoke those little mistakes, those little niggling mistakes that tightly knit defenses that play out from the back. Usually play out from the back. They usually get behind those mistakes and try to cause problems for those type of teams. So I really see Mikel Arteta mixing it up tomorrow with lots of diagonals. From
He doesn't have to play a
defenders.
high line, bro. Because when you don't have a CDM, why are you playing a high line? You already got a midfield that can't control the midfield in terms of winning the ball back and sparking a counter attack. So you're always going to leave
Definitely.
yourself vulnerable. We've seen Lokonga not picking up their man in the last couple of games. The same with Xhaka, both of them. Plus, Xhaka doesn't even have any recovery pace. So why play the high line? And we keep playing the high line, and it's going to cause us problems. And that's going to play straight into their hands. It played into Man United's hands. So, I mean, let's see. Let's see. It's up to
The only reason we have an effective high line is because of Thomas Partey and because of the presence of Zinchenko. And of course that releases Xhaka to go, up front, and for Zinchenko to be a perfect cover for him, while Thomas Partey is also within that central defensive midfield area, mopping up the threats coming out from that area. He wasn't there last week, but I heard that this week he has been training with the boys. He might be in this team tomorrow. Very, very key for us.
Well, we'll see. We got this question here for Jez. Jez, if Arsenal sack Arteta tomorrow, who would you want?
Yes.
Thomas Tuchel or Simeone?
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Look, he didn't hold back straight away with chest. You know what I mean?
No. Thomas Tuchel, man, proven professional manager. Champions League, yeah, proven. I think Chelsea made a big faux pas in sacking him when they did, and this is a separate argument, maybe for another day. I think Thomas Tuchel fell out with the new regime at Chelsea.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I think he made that statement that he made, and that's what basically did his time. He's entered another environment, no different to when Abramovich was there, and fair play to them. I mean, you got to admire Chelsea. They don't take any crap, And if the guys turn around and said he's not happy with what's gone on, and the board don't agree with him, I've run my own business, 22 years, and if I ran it a very successful business. And if I didn't like what was being said to me, then I'd say, well, you either agree with me, I'll accept what you're saying. I don't agree with you. Well, there's the door. And if you don't like it, there's the door. And that's it. That is how you run a company. You don't accept mediocrity. The moment you accept mediocrity in a very small business like I had, or a multi-billion-pound business, you fail.
100%. I mean, we've seen it in Man United.
100%.
It led to player power at Man United, and now they're trying to will that back in and stomp that out. So I completely agree with you, Jez. Listen, guys, I'm going to release you guys, yeah, because there's
a comment here from Nkosa Le Cabal. It says here, Tuchel is available now. Stop wasting. Just bin him, Karamba. brother. They've invested nearly £500 million in Mikel Arteta. Do you think they're really going to bin him right now?
Yeah,
Oh, the
don't waste no
jury's
more
out
money.
for that.
Don't waste no more money. Go get him, and then we can, you know what I mean? Don't waste no more money. The money's already been wasted.
I'd rather waste half a billion than a billion.
You know what? One thing I will say to that, yeah, is when people say that, yeah, how much money did Chelsea waste on Frank Lampard, yet they sacked him, got Tuchel in, and with that wasted money, he was able to win the Champions League. When Lampard said this team can't win anything. They're not ready. Yeah, but a ready manager came in and won it for them. So maybe we need to look at that example and go forward. Listen.
No, sorry, very good. They've just sacked Tuchel, and they coming off the back of Chelsea's biggest transfer window.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? There's your example right there, isn't it?
There you go. Listen,
well, it stinks a lot different when you call your coaching system a kind of like a project, right? Bringing in youths and trying to recreate something different. Probably if you turn it into a project, then you could keep your job. Maybe, just maybe. I'm just saying that. Just maybe.
But arguably, every club's got a project, isn't it? Whether they call it that or not, every club's got a project. But not every project is around.
Just call it a project, and your job is safe.
No, son, we got clubs to hit, man. What's
Exactly.
What do a team like?
It's an honor to be on the show with you, Diesel and Jizz. I've always been your fan. I've been following you, with my other account. I think right from when you started, man. It's an honor to be with you here, man. A very, very big honor. And thank you, Northside. I know we don't see eye to eye, but man, I told you we're gonna bring that heat here, man. We're bringing that heat here, brother. You know that, right?
It must be Prince Ford's, mate, isn't it?
Tony, you're the Fuad substitute. That's what you are.
No. But I see clearly. I see clearer than Fuad. I see clearly. I'm in the middle. Fuad is this guy. He goes all out. But I'm that kind of guy that I know where the problems are. I recognize the problem. And it has divided Arsenal fans. I don't like to have an argument with Jez. Jez is this guy that you could actually talk about Arsenal with the good old times together. Yeah, but because of this positive, negative, they've knocked our heads together. They've turned us over. Made us argue amongst each other. This is the big problem. So I cannot even enjoy a conversation with Jess because of the board. They've knocked our heads all together. So, let's just see how we can be able to come together and have something great.
Hang on a bit.
I love you, Jess.
We love you, Jess.
Hang on. People are making me out to be the judge. And I'm not. Look, it's my opinion. I love having debates with people. I don't always agree with some things. Look, people, I saw a comment today from some person that said, I'm Lee Gunner's sugar daddy.
Jez, I was only joking when I said that, man. Come on.
I know. Look, Diesel, we got to stop this going on, man.
I'm sorry. Too many coffees, bro. Sorry.
Too many coffees.
At the end of the day, I've got my opinion, and I agree with people. But what I love is that we, four of us here, and on Lee's channel and on other channels I go on, we all have a great discussion. And we have a polite discussion. Yeah? And it's nice. It's a good debate. And we're adults, and we don't have idiots in the chat that we get sometimes on other channels, and it's great fun, and I love it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's the first time I've done any of this for 2 weeks. I've been away and had a great time, and it's been fabulous and everything. And I need to get back on mine because and do something there, which I might do tomorrow. I don't know, but. It's fabulous fun. I mean, Northside, your channel's building, loving it. Diesel, love coming on your show, man. It's always lit. And Tony, I'd love to come on your show one day.
Jess, please, you're welcome to my show, man.
That'll be a problem.
Please. No, I'm legitimately his fan. I'm his fan. I would like to also
Jess,
come
I'll
to
set it
your
up
show.
right now.
Jess, I would like to come to your show. I'm a stan of you. I'm a fan of you.
Know that.
Jess, make his Christmas.
I'm a fan of yours. So, you know, same thing with my brother, Northside, you know. Same thing. All love. Dizzle, you too. I see most of your streams too. I love you, brother. You're a great brother
thank you,
too.
man.
So,
I appreciate that. Yeah,
you know, much love to you.
I'm starting to feel a bit
honor
left
to be with
I'm
you.
not going to lie, bro. You know what I mean? I'm saying, show some love, like, you know, to your
exactly. Let the love go round, you know.
That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Yeah, bro.
The good thing is, like, in life, we may have not ever bumped into each other. Do you know what I mean? And that's the beautiful thing. Like, there's a lot of idiots online, but the nice thing is, you know, you can do streams with people. Like, I never met any of you three outside of YouTube. You know what I mean? And YouTube kind of connects the fan base. I've never been so close to the fan base because I never grew up in a household where we had the funds to take me to games and things like that. You know what I mean? So it's nice meeting fans this way. And now that I have got the funds to go, I don't want to go because it's not good enough. You know what I mean? So,
always take a dig at the club. Come on, bro.
To Northside
Come
one
on,
night in
man.
some club or something. I just know that's going to happen. I know it's coming, bro. Come on.
You know, but listen, big up to all of you lot. People, make sure you like and subscribe to Jez's channel, the Arsenal History and More. Make sure you also subscribe to Diesel Arsenal as well. You know what I mean? Make sure you go show some love there. Tony Claude Gunner TV, aka Fuad. You can go subscribe to him as well.
The more enlightened Fuad. The non-deluded Fuad. I'm not deluded. Come on, bro. I'm in the middle.
It is what it is, boys. Thank you so much for jumping on. Always a pleasure with all of you, honestly. Sorry, it was only supposed to be an hour, but it's turned into half an hour.
This is brilliant. I've enjoyed this.
Loved it,
man.
No, it's a good debate. It's good, man. Guys, make sure you go like and subscribe to the channels. The links are all in the
subscribe.
You know what I mean? Go show love. You know, everyone brings something different. Jez has the knowledge of us three combined and more. You know what I mean? He's seen everything. Diesel has his own way. Yeah, Diesel, I do like your channel. You bring the energy. You're funny with it. You know what I mean? You're witty with it. Do you know what I mean? Tony, you already know, man. You know what I mean? You give another perspective. But to be fair to you, big up to you because you thought you were going to cook me, yeah? And then we got piped by Man United and you lifted up your hands and you said, you know what, I got it wrong. So big up to you, do you know what I mean? Because it takes the man to put his hands up when he's wrong. So big up to you. And if I'm ever wrong, trust me, I'll lift up my hands and say, you know what, I got it wrong. So listen, people, make sure you like and subscribe. Tomorrow we got the watch along, me and Aussie Goon. I'll make sure you subscribe to that as well. Guys, any of you want to plug what you got going on today or tomorrow?
I think I might. I don't know. I might be doing a watch along with Gracie, but I think she's just come back from some things she's been doing. I don't know, but I'm going. I'm getting back into it. I'm going to be dropping some history stuff. I haven't done anything for ages. I'm going to do a bit of that, and then I'll be getting Lee, Kenny, you guys on. We haven't done any of that for a while. And that's always good fun. It's always good debate. So I'll be setting that up probably sometime this week. Maybe Kenny on Tuesday, if you're around Diesel, Northside, I don't know.
I'll be around too. So, you know.
I'll bet you will.
Jez, let me know.
Yes, thing is wedding for this.
You can get my digits from Northside. Yeah, he has everything. And you too, Dizzle. I would like to grace your show too. You know.
Nice one, mate.
I'll contact you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I might probably do maybe I don't know what happens on Wednesday with Lee. Get Lee on and whatever. So all I'm going to say for tomorrow, Victoria, Concordia, Crescent.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Victory through harmony. There you go, man. There you go. Diesel, you got anything coming up on your show?
Yeah, I was. To be fair, I was going to do the watch along tomorrow, but my boy's got his football match tomorrow. He has a match every Sunday, and this one's 12 o'clock kickoff, which is the exact same time. So obviously that's got to come first. But yeah, so but I'm probably going to do one tomorrow. Just obviously a review of the game. I'm going to try and watch it back, and if I can, then obviously I've seen enough to be able to warrant doing one. And as I've just found out right now, guys, looks like I'm doing one Tuesday with Jez. Yeah. So, yeah. That's me. That's my week done.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Tony?
Yeah, later today, I have this is the second show I've done today. I have 2 more shows to come up on my channel. I have one with Smiley. He works in my channel too. We'll be talking about the Brentford Arsenal game. I have a watch along around 3-4 a.m. Tomorrow morning for the boxing match against Canelo and GGG, the trilogy. So I'll be having that with Nas, a Chelsea football fan who also does lots of boxing and UFC stuff going on. So on Monday, I'll be having Northside LDN on my show. He'll be gracing my show for the first time, and I'm bringing in heavyweights. And I'm bringing in the heavyweights. I'm bringing in the heavyweights also. Daps from the Never Foul co-founder. He will also be at the show, gracing it up with us. Nas will be there. Ryan Maguire will be there, and I'll be there too with Northside LDN. And of course, Jez, please, if you need me, I'm totally available to come on your show. I've always been your fan. Apart from all this, I've actually been your fan. I love your show. I watch it all the time. LDN too, I've always watched this show. I love your opinions. They mean a lot to me. I've seen Dizzle do his thing too. I would like to work with you. Even if we don't see eye to eye in some certain kind of cases, I believe I'm that kind of guy that would want to come together, at a meeting point and create good materials together. I'm ready to work. Just let me know when you guys want to work.
What's your Instagram?
What's your Instagram, man?
My Instagram is Tony Claude Gunner TV. The same thing you see here, that's how it's spelled down there on my Instagram. It's the same thing for my Twitter, minus the TV and minus 1 N. So Tony Claude Gunner on Twitter, Tony Claude Gunner TV on Instagram. So I'm there.
It's a bit of a mouthful, Tone. I thought we'd shorten it, bro. I'm just going to I'm going to kill my finger, that type of name. No, I'm joking. I'll find you.
I know. my name is actually Anthony. I speak French, and I used to do lots of martial arts when I was quite younger. So my friends always called me Claude. Jean-Claude Van Damme, something kind of like that. So, yeah.
I'll tell you,
so I just said, okay, let me just do it that way. So please, Dizzle, contact me. Jez, please contact me. Northside is because it's a new channel, but I'm pushing on. So and Northside, I've been part of my development, so I'll never forget the opportunity and the chance. Thanks to everyone. Jez, thanks. Dizzle, thanks. Northside, it's always love.
Big up, man. Listen, people, make sure you like and subscribe, and we're out, caramba.